Everything
seen
went.
nothing like this. I was on my way uptown to go get my jury, and next thing you know, it's shut down.
Yeah.
And if I would have
Well,
went even closer, I would have been questioned.
yeah. You would have even
So
been
when I
questioned.
seen that, I turned back around because I knew, yo, G and them, they would not. They would like, yo, don't go to the store. So I turned back around, and that was it for my jewelry that we lost. It got confiscated by the feds.
Okay.
So we uh we got out of there. I bought new jewelry, and I that's when I went to Joe Rosenberg, the guy who makes Bobby Brown's jewelry, and
Okay.
he made all my stuff over, but he put it all in diamonds.
Okay.
So, but
When
yeah,
you
man, that was those were the days, man, and I know you were there, so you seen everything. You know, when Keith Sweat came around the block, wanted me to work on his album, but he came there and beat us out of CeeLo. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? We was gambling, shooting dice, and he came and beat us real bad. Took all our money, and then he gave me some money back, and he was like, I said, nah, I don't need your money. I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna go in the house. He didn't know I was making money, so I went back in the house. I got another 5. Then he said, nah, I'm not gambling with you, because his whole thing was coming around to come and get music from me. So he's
Right.
like, yo, if I take his money, he ain't gonna want to do no music with me.
Right.
So he said, yo, I'm gambling with you. Then we wound up beating up everybody on CeeLo and giving them all $100 back. And then we walked inside, and he's like, yo, I need you to do some music for me. He said, I heard
And
you
that
be working with everybody, working with all the rappers. Yo, let me know if you want to do something in R&B. I said, man, I don't want to do nothing in R&B, because when we did Kids at Work, that right there disappointed me, because we didn't do well.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it was cardboard. You know what I'm saying?
It
You know
didn't
how
work, but
we
sometimes it doesn't
the
work.
record went cardboard. So we were like, yo, I give up on R&B. I like this rap stuff. So I just started doing Spoonie G, B Fats, Classical 2. And
Classical
then
two raps, new generation songs
we
like
had
that.
our big break with Kumo D,
Hmm.
going to Drive Records, and they noticed us and signed our Rooftop Records with my brother Gusto and Greg G. God bless him. He's not with us. He passed away. But Greg G he's responsible for the Rucker. You remember the
Hmm.
Rucker?
Yes,
And
100%.
he's
People, if you don't
responsible
know the
for
Rucker,
Rock.
it's a big tournament in New York City. Everybody's played in it. LeBron, Kobe, any big NBA player that you could think of. It is
That's right.
in the mecca of New York City, Harlem on 155th Street, and it's big. I want to ask you a question because everybody knows you from Guy. How did Guy get started? How did you wind up making the group Guy?
Well, I can't say I made it, because it was made by all three of us: Timmy Gatlin, Aaron Hall, and myself. I was supposed to just be the music and just be in the background, because Timmy didn't want me in the group. And and then when Aaron said, I don't want to do this. I'd rather go and do a solo career if it's not going to be all three of us. And that's how I got in Guy, and we just went from there. And then Timmy was like, yo, who we gonna call? I said, well, I have a relationship with Andre Harrell. And then Timmy was like, who's that? I said, you don't know Andre Harrell with the furs, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Now he got the record labels. It's Uptown. I've been working with Heavy D over there. I've been working with, the artists that they have over there. And they got these new artists named I'll Be Sure. The dude is dope. So I said, you should be writing for him. So that's how we did You Can Call Me Crazy.
Okay,
You Can
and
Call
that's
Me Crazy was I'll
yep.
Be Sure song. And
Oh,
then
and then okay, yes,
Gene
yes.
Griffin took the song.
Well,
So
hold on. I want to say something. People, when I got signed to Teddy Riley, I was signed to a production company called GR Productions. Teddy Riley and Gene Griffin. Gene Griffin was like your
yes,
godfather, right? Okay.
yes,
Gene Griffin, so you understand, people, Gene Griffin was the first Suge Knight. Okay, that's a
yes,
fact. Like, he was the
yes,
first Suge Knight to the point that he taught Suge Knight. So
yes, he did.
the things that Suge Knight did when I was watching him do it, I was like, that ain't nothing but Gene Griffin, because Gene taught Suge the game and how to maneuver. On a regular basis, Gene would go and beat people up. I don't even want to get into the stories. I'm happy I survived it with one lung. Like I'm like, it was crazy stuff. Like Gene was not the dude to play with, man. He was a real serious dude, man.
The thing about it is, being that I was his godson and, you know, his breadwinner, I was like Michael Jackson to him.
Yes.
And
yes.
he was Joe Jackson without the belt, because he didn't have to say things twice to me, because I was more in love with doing music than going out and hanging out at the parties or, you know, going to find a girl, because I knew that this would be the breadwinner to, you know, and I was already with someone. So I was like, yo, I don't need to be out there. I was like, yo, I just want to be in the studio. So he didn't have to tell me twice, yo, you can't go to the party. Let's hit the studio. I would already say it. I'm already ahead of him. You know what I'm saying? So you know
I used to remember you as a mad scientist. Like I would see you in the studio. Like, for example, the night that you made my fantasy, I was coming down because we were recording in the studio in New Jersey with Dave Bennett, who's Tony Bennett's son.
Dave Bennett,
Yep. And I came down. I think that session was my fantasy, and I'll never forget it. Like, you were working in one room on this, you were working in another room on this, and you were working in another room on that side. You were like, yo, this is CeCe Winans, this over here is this guy, and this is this guy. And I had never seen anybody do that. And again, people, just in case you don't know who you're talking to, this is Teddy Riley. We do this every night, 7 p.m. Eastern time on Instagram Live. News, opinion, I read advice letters, and of course I have celebrity interviews like my man right here, Teddy Riley. And people don't know that I was a rapper. People think that I was a hype man and put your hands in the air and all that stuff. I started out as a rapper, and Teddy signed me. The story was that his brother Markel was a good friend of mine and an amazing CeeLo player. And he had a friend named Markel, and he had another friend named Brandon. God bless the dead, Brandon died. We used to be the rap guys of the neighborhood. And Teddy, you know, Teddy at that point, he was older than us and stuff. He didn't know us particularly, but Markel and them brought us to Teddy with our demo, and they was like, listen, you need to sign him. Teddy listened to the demo. Next thing you know, we were talking to Gene Griffin, and we were signed to GR Productions. I saw a lot of what happened with Guy. I don't want to even get into those stories about women and all that. I'm not doing none of that stuff because I'm not getting shot by Teddy, but it was amazing times. It was amazing times, and I appreciate it.
It was so amazing, man. You know, it was our youth life. You know, we didn't go out and do, you know, play freeze tag and all of that crazy stuff. We did that earlier. Like we were 13, 12, shooting the cars with the doggone fire hydrant water. You know what I'm saying?
Real Harlem.
Dealers would ride by and be like, yo, they'll stop and be like, yo, shorty, don't shoot my car.
Exactly.
I think about this like, yo, shorty, don't shoot my car.
Yep.
And we would like, yo, next thing you know, the car would roll by and it was a fight or a shootout or somebody throwing bottles.
But you know something? It was the drug dealers back then in Harlem, and I know we're having a crazy Harlem conversation, but I want to put it in context. They had so much money, and they used to show off so much. If you wrecked the car, they would just turn the car around, and they would take it back to the car wash and get it done again.
Get it done over again, yeah.
There was a drug dealer, and I'm sure you saw him in the movie Paid in Full. His name was ALPO. Fat Man Scoop.